a record-breaking month for tornadoes in the United States. Violent weather ripped through the South, again, killing at least 8 people from Arkansas to Alabama, as forecasters warned more twisters and high winds were in store. A high risk for severe weather was posted by the National Weather Service for Wednesday. The greatest threat for new tornadoes was in northern Alabama, northwest Georgia, eastern Mississippi, and southern Tennessee. The latest line of storms damaged homes in a rural Texas community, spread destruction into Georgia and Tennessee, and came after storms took 11 people in Arkansas and Mississippi. Also in Mississippi, a man was crushed in his mobile home when a tree fell during the storm, and a truck driver died after hitting a downed tree on a state highway. In North Alabama, one person died when a tree fell on a car. A Cullman County Sheriff's spokesman said emergency responders were working to free another person from the car. Severe storms in northwest Georgia downed trees, blew out windows in a hospital, and tore off part of a school roof. Much of north and central Georgia was bracing for another round of thunderstorms later Wednesday. There have been more than 300 tornadoes so far this month, a new record for the United States. In eastern Tennessee, what appeared to be a tornado struck just outside Chattanooga. Tops were snapped off trees, and insulation and metal roof panels littered the ground. Police officers walked down the street, spray painting symbols at houses they had checked for people who might be inside. Overnight, the National Weather Service had issued a high-risk warning for severe weather from northeast of Memphis to just northeast of Dallas, and covering a large area of Arkansas. It last issued such a warning on April 16th, when dozens of tornadoes hit North Carolina and killed 21 people. Emergency management officials in Alabama said 2 suspected tornadoes touched down in Marshall County, approximately 70 miles northeast of Birmingham, causing widespread injuries and damage. There are people trapped in mobile homes and vehicles. We've got trees down all over, power lines down all over. It's all over the county, said Phil Mayo, working in the county emergency management office. The Weather Service didn't immediately confirm twister damage, but forecasters had issued several tornado warnings and said winds blew as hard as 70 miles per hour, just short of hurricane force. High winds also damaged a hangar at the Birmingham airport. Also, dozens of tornado warnings were issued in Arkansas throughout the night. Strong winds peeled part of the roof off of a medical building next to a hospital in West Memphis, near the Tennessee border. At least one person was injured when a storm slammed through the tiny town of Edom, some 75 miles east of Dallas, late Tuesday, said Fire Chief Eddie Wood. Witnesses described seeing what they thought was a tornado rolling the woman's mobile home with her inside. A video shot by the Tyler Morning Telegraph showed emergency responders covering the injured woman to shield her from rain and hail. Her mobile home was reduced to a pile of debris in the road. Ted Ryan, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Fort Worth, said at least one tornado almost certainly hit between Edom and the town of Van to the north. He said the Weather Service would send a team to the area Wednesday to assess the damage and determine the strength of the storm. At daybreak Wednesday, residents on the outskirts of the small, rural community started to clear up the damage from the storm. The area was littered with uprooted trees. Some had split in half, and others landed on homes. Heavy rains prompted the evacuation of a military base near Memphis, Tennessee. Military officials moved 122 personnel from the Naval Support Base at Millington to hotels after a stream began flooding a low-lying section of the base. Severe thunderstorms with high winds and possible tornadoes caused tree and power line damage from Bastrop, Louisiana, to northeastern Mississippi late Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning. Officials reported minor injuries in northwestern Louisiana when a trailer at an oil drilling site turned over in high winds. In Webster Parish, there were reports of downed trees and power lines and some damage to roofs. The latest round of massive storms moved through as communities in much of the region struggled with flooding and damage from earlier twisters. In Arkansas, a tornado smashed Belonia just north of Little Rock on Monday night, ripping the roof off the grocery store, flattening homes, and tossing vehicles into the air. 4 people were taken, and 6 died in flooding elsewhere in the state. May the Lord rest their souls. And the weather is becoming more volatile, more extreme. The weather is going wild. The climate is changing all around the world, and this too is another sign of the times, the end times, transition days, which is a continuing day-by-day process of extraordinary happenings, changes, and events which are increasing in frequency. Yes, there's really something very wrong with the weather. Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. And Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. 26. Humans' hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draws near. 29. And Jesus said, Behold the fig tree, and all the trees. 30. When they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now near at hand. 31. So likewise ye, when ye see these things coming to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is near at hand. Yes, it's time for all these things to come to pass, because everything is connected, and everything is numbered. Watch the weather change.